Hi guys, it's Miss Tinker. This is my first video, so please forgive me if it's a little rough, but I wanted to go over some of the things to expect this year as we start back to school. I know that everything's going to be a lot different, but it doesn't mean that it's not going to be awesome. Let me see if I can get this pointer up for you guys so that I can point to some things as we go. So in our classroom this year, as far as teachers, that's me. I'm Miss Tinker. And then as many of you guys know who have been in my classrooms or other classrooms similar to mine, we have instructional assistants who are awesome, and we're all part of the same team, and we'll all get to know each other. And those of you who are coming back will get reacquainted and have a really good year together. Right here is our new instructional assistant, Miss Michelle, and you guys will get to know her as the school year goes on. Here's Mr. Craig and Miss Dottie, who are both back. We're hoping it'll be a really great school year, guys, and I just wanted to, in this first video, go over some things as far as what NTI is going to look like for the next few weeks. We'll talk about this in our class meetings, but this is also in case you and your families want to go back later and look at it. So for this NTI, we're going to be using a couple different things. Some of them we've already used before, and some of them will be new. Primarily, we're going to be using Google Classroom, which we used last spring, and you guys will be getting login information as well as a class code, and I'm going to do another video to try to give you some basics in case you're having trouble logging in, and we'll also can talk over the phone about it. Also new this time, though, I am going to create a YouTube channel, which will house a lot of the videos like this one, but also ones that go with our different assignments. And that way you guys can get to it really easily if you save that channel, but also you'll be able to get to it through our Google Classroom. We are also going to try or retry to use your student emails this time around. Emailing is a big part of being an adult, and I want to get to the point where you'll either able to do that independently or maybe with some help from a family member or a friend so that we can send emails back and forth, but also so you're practicing for the future. Part of your work this week is going to be to make sure that you can get into our Google Classroom and get into your student email. You'll post a comment in the classroom and you'll send me an email. And this does not have to be a long email, guys. It can be a, "Hey, Tinker," or whatever you want to send. Make sure you're asking for help from your parent or your guardian or sibling or whoever is helping you with NTI. And as you'll see later too, we'll have some one-on-one time as the weeks go on as well to work on some of these things. The second big thing I want you guys to know is that similar to the spring, we're going in week sections. So your work for the week, for the whole week, will be posted on Wednesdays. That will be in our Google Classroom, as well as another way for your parents to get to it through the NTI portal, which will be part of the tech video that I'm going to post. So your work is posted on Wednesdays, and that's going to be due the following Tuesday. So you'll have a whole week to work on it before it's due. This time around, it's going to be new because I'm going to be able to drop off work binders to you that'll have some tools in it, as well as papers and worksheets, and we're going to do that for the whole unit. And so your work is going to be a combination of using that paper binder as well as Google Classroom. And then you'll see in your Google, we'll kind of build as this goes on. You can use Google Classroom to answer questions and do your work. Similar to in the spring, I'd have little forms that had questions that went with each story we read or math assignments. But you can also use the paper binder as an option. Some of you really like the cut and paste worksheets or writing on the worksheets, and I don't want you and your families to be having to print tons of paper all the time. That's not going to work very well for your families. And so this paper binder option is going to help with that. So if you want, you could watch the video that goes along with the story and then turn to your binder, do the work in the worksheet, take a picture of it, and send it to me or upload it yourself into Google Classroom. In addition to the work, I want you guys to know that we're going to have live classes. That's an expectation of all students across JCPS, including us. We'll have 2 group classes on Google Meet every day, and you have a choice. You can attend at 10 a.m. or 1 p.m. I'd love it if you guys are able to work up to doing both, but I completely understand that with work schedules and the way everything goes for you guys at home, you might only be able to do one a day. That is okay. What we'll end up doing if you're only able to attend one is we'll do a lot of repeating of whatever meeting you missed. These group meetings we'll talk about what's going on that day, similar to what our morning meetings would be. So we'd cover calendar questions, weather, appropriate choices for getting ready for the day. We'll talk about a news story. And like I said, if we're able to start getting a lot of you guys to come twice a day, we'll be able to do more and more mini lessons in addition to your weekly work, which would be great. In addition to the group meets, you each will have a one-on-one with at least me, or there might be an instructional assistant. So Mr. Craig, Miss Michelle, or Miss Dottie who attend based off of their schedules. You will pick a time and we will meet that same day and time every week. I'll be getting with your families and your guardians to make sure that we have those schedules created for you guys. And during those one-on-ones, it would just be me in the Google Meet and you, and maybe Mr. Craig, Miss Dottie, or Miss Michelle, but we'll work on your IEP goals. Some of those can't be done in that group, in that weekly work, so we'll do that together. This is a time also that I can help with any assignments that you're struggling with, or maybe your guardians or your helper is not understanding how to help you. We can work on that. And then just to generally check in, how you doing? What's new? What can I help you with? So real quick, I just want to review what the flow is going to be like. And then I will, like I said, create an individual schedule for you after everybody has signed up for those one-on-ones. The first thing to remember is that you're going to get new work every Wednesday, and then you'll have a week to do it because you need to get it to me the following Tuesday. Some of this work will be online, and some of it will be in your paper binder that I'm going to drop off at your house in the next week. We'll have class meetings, so you'll need to log on to the computer, get into Google Classroom and Google Meets every day at 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. Okay? I'd love it if you could do both, but if you can only do one, that's okay. And then finally, you guys will each have a one-on-one meeting that's special just for you, none of the other students, but it's your time with me and maybe an instructional assistant. It'll stay the same time and the same day every week, and we'll get whatever we need to get done during that time. The last thing I just wanted to kind of tell you guys is that I know that this year is going to be strange, and in some ways it might be hard, but I still want you guys to be excited. We're still back together, even if it's in a different way. And we're still going to have fun. And the way that NTI is working, we're going to learn new things that we didn't know before. We're going to help each other get through it, just like we do at school, right? We have hard things and changes we deal with at school. And we'll get through it together and get all kinds of skills out of it. We're the adults, right? Out of the 3 classrooms, Miss Ganelli, Miss Owen, and myself, we're the old people, right? You guys are close to finishing high school. And the thing about being an adult is adults have to deal with change and hard things. So try to think of this year and this time as we're practicing to handle those hard things. And we can totally do this. And if there's ever anything that comes up for you or your families, please know that you can always contact me. All right, that's it for the review. And like I said, during our group classes and then even in some of our individual meets, we can still go over the same information, and I'll have schedules prepared for you guys when we're done.